Hello there everybody. Today's topic for the video is called, are you trying to impress too much? I picked this topic, okay? Are you trying to impress too much? Because I've had some recent conversation with clients of mine and also some connections on LinkedIn and Facebook. And these people are actually talking themselves out of a sale. I mean, basically, the problem is they're trying to impress the potential client with their knowledge, and they're giving all sorts of tips and ideas and values and all this sort of stuff, right? And what's happening is, as a result of that, the prospect thinks, well, I've got all the answers, I don't need you anymore, so thanks for coming, right? So if you're struggling with your sales, then just maybe, you're given too much advice. And if that's the case, then I've got a simple solution for you. My name is Peter Beckenham, the Village Marketer. And as always, talking to you from my little Thai village, way up near the Cambodian border. I'm the guy that helps you sell your stuff, right? My point is this, let's get started. One, there's a time and a place to teach people. And it doesn't mean on a sales call, right? The purpose of the sales call is not to teach people. The purpose of the sales call is not to try and impress them, okay? The purpose of the sales call is very simple, and that is to treat them with truth and integrity, right? That's your prospect. And one, to get absolute clarity of where they are right now, okay? In other words, what's their hell right now, so to speak, right? And you need to use some very good questioning techniques to get them to actually accept that they actually have a problem, because they may not even know they've got a problem. So your job in serving your prospect, right, is to help them identify, do they have a problem? And if they don't have a problem, well, that's fantastic, right? But that's your number one job, to identify what is the real problem, okay? And if you've got more than one problem, then what's the priority? Which one's the most important one, and why is it most important? So that's the first thing you've got to do. So, just to repeat myself very quickly, your first job in serving a potential client is to help them identify what is a problem they may have. As I said, they may not know, all right? The second thing you need to do then is to help them identify where they want to go. What's the next step for them in their business? Compared to the hell where they're in now, if they've got all sorts of challenges and problems, what's their heaven, so to speak, okay? And you got to get them to feel it. You got to get them to see it. You got to, in fact, to be honest with you, you got to get them to sit in their pain of their hell and relish in the pleasure of their future. If you don't do that, if there's no emotion attached to that, then you're not going to get a new client. I can tell you that right away. Because decisions are made on emotion. Logic just justifies the decision. And if you can't get an emotional conversation going with your potential client, then you're not going to get a sale and you're not going to get the client. And the way to get the emotional connection, right, is to make sure that you actually get the prospect to think through, get them to really think about what's important to them, get them to really think that they really want this, okay, or they don't want this, or they desire this, or they don't desire this. That's your job, because your job is not to sell them. Your job is to help them make what is the best decision for them, right? So if you start giving tips out, okay, and marketing ideas and whatever your area of expertise is, when they ask for an answer to a question, sure, you're solving the problem for them, right? But that may not be the problem they've got. But they'll think you've solved their problem. They'll say, thanks for coming, see you later, and away you go. And you've done a complete disservice to that person, right? A complete disservice by trying to impress them with your knowledge and expertise. So stick your ego aside and put the prospect front and center and go through a series of questions with them, right, that helps them get where they want to get to and identify where they are right now. You've got to give empathy, you've got to give understanding, and you've got to give guidance to them, right? And then, and only then, can you clarify their current problems of what's important and where they want to go, all right? Very, very important, okay? Pain in the present and pleasure in the future. And your job is to help them close the gap between the current and the future. That's really all it is. Whether your solution is the right fit or not is a different question. But that's what you need to take into consideration, all right? Because you're doing a service to them. And if your service and if your solution is the right thing for them, great. You've got yourself a new customer. If it's not, it's still good, because you can walk away with integrity knowing you genuinely helped that person make the right decision. It may not have been for you, but you still help them make the right decision. Okay? That's critical to your future. Don't think short term, think long term. Your job, if you really want to think it through, is to make sure that the relationships you build with people are based on total honesty and integrity, as I said before. Okay? And if you can't get them to feel the emotion, I'll just say it one last time to make sure you got it. If you can't get them to feel the emotion, in other words, by getting them to sit in the pain of their challenge, right, and to sit in the pleasure of their future, of their desired destination, of their heaven, if you can't do that, then there's not going to be enough emotion in there for them to make a decision, and therefore they won't value your services, they won't value your solution, and you don't get the sale. It's really that pretty simple, right? That's my message for you today. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you found it something that you can take on board with you. If you need help with the type of questioning and things to ask, come and talk to me, all right? Here's my call to action. I've got a Facebook group called Your Next Level. You haven't joined me just yet? Come and say hello. I would love to have you join the group. Our job there, our purpose is to help each other grow ourselves and our business to the next level. Okay, until next time, all the very best. Take care. Many blessings from Thailand. Bye for now.